Hey everybody, this is Cromar with TGN, and I'm here today to bring you a Runes of Magic first look preview and basic review. And why are we doing this? Well, you may have noticed that in the past couple months, every now and then we've been featuring games other than WoW on the WoW channel, and we've been using basically the large subscriber base we have here to promote these games. And some people complain about it, some people like it because, you know, I mean, it's sometimes nice to see learn about other games you may have never heard of, especially a game like Runes of Magic, which is fairly obscure. But other people just hate to, that anything that's other than WoW is being featured on the WoW channel. And I understand that. But we decided to come up with a compromise. And what we're going to do now for the foreseeable future is we're going to feature a new game on the WoW channel about once a week. And if you don't want to watch non-WoW videos, you can just skip the video. We're certainly not going to flood the channel with non-WoW videos. It's just going to be a feature that's going to pop up every now and then. So the first game here is going to be Runes of Magic. This is a free-to-play MMO in the WoW style. The somewhat cartoonish graphics, a little bit more cartoonish than WoW, but not by a whole lot. And the combat system is pretty much the same. It's very basically a WoW clone in a lot of ways, especially the leveling and combat. Now, once you get to higher levels, it's a lot different, but I'll be talking about that later. But most people who play this game, who give it a try, since it is free, they come away with the impression that it's just a complete WoW clone, World of Freecraft, as some people call it, but it does change later on. So this game is published by Frogster in the US and Europe, and it's available free to play, including all of the expansions. Now, this game is microtransaction based, which means you pay real money in small amounts to purchase in-game stuff. This is done through the diamond currency, diamond and rubies. You pay money for diamonds and rubies, and you turn around and you buy stuff with those diamonds and rubies in the game. There's a special item shop for it, and there's other ways you can spend it too. Now, you can also trade diamonds, which means you can sell diamonds for gold. So you can essentially buy gold that way legally. Or conversely, if you want to get diamonds to buy a bunch of cool stuff, then you actually don't need to go through all the hassle or the expense. You can just basically grind up some gold doing daily quests and whatnot, or just playing the auction house, and then you can turn around and buy diamonds off players, and then you can get the cool stuff you want. So it's possible actually to play this game without spending a penny. The spending money is basically a convenience. Like, I don't feel like spending the time grinding up this cool thing I want, so I'm just going to buy it. I mean, that's how it works. So it's really up to you if you spend money or not. A lot of people do wind up spending money on the game because they get into it, and they really get into it, and they don't want to wait, so they just kind of spend money to speed things up. And, it's a decently fun game, and people do get addicted to it like any MMO. I wouldn't say it has quite the same long-term appeal as a game of WoW or Rift, which is all based on the end-game progression and high difficulty raids and stuff like that. ROM has a much different focus at high level. So ROM is basically at high level is more like, it's more of the social experience than anything. You can actually get a house, and you can outfit that house with furniture and whatnot. And while I was talking, actually, I want to tell you what's about to happen here. While I was talking, I was running around in a high-level zone, and I decided to hearth out to go back to the city so I can figure out where I want to go next while recording. And then all of a sudden, I died. I got ganked right outside the main city. I'm playing on a PvP server, Grimdal. So if you were curious, yes, PvP does happen on a PvP server in this game, but I just want to throw that in there. But anyway, so I'm moving on to a different zone now. But continuing where I left off, the end game is focused more on the social aspect. You can buy all kinds of cool costumes, and what's interesting about costumes is they have no stats on them, but you can link them to items that actually do have stats. So if you find a bunch of armor that has the stats you want, and you get all decked out, but you don't like the look, then you can just buy a costume, a full costume or a partial costume, whatever you want, and then link that costume to the good armor, and then you can, create your own, look and feel. So you're not kind of stuck with, looking like a Power Ranger or a banana if you're a paladin in vanilla WoW, So it's not bad. So it's more about the visual, customizing your character, all that cool stuff, which is something that WoW totally lacks. I mean, WoW does not have any kind of housing or anything like that, or guild housing. Oh, that's the other thing. There's actually guild castles. You can actually build a castle with your guild, which is pretty neat. I mean, that's something you want to do in a more highly populated server for sure. The houses and stuff are all instanced, though, which is just an unfortunate reality in these kind of games. You pretty much have to have them instanced. So anyway, let me talk about my character here. This is my warrior priest. As a warrior, I'm level 50. My priest is level 14, so I'm about to get totally owned by these guys. When you die, you click resurrect, and it'll just warp you over to a shrine. You come back to life, and you incur an experience debt, which means from now on, any experience you get is taxed at 75% until the debt's paid off. So don't try not to die. It's actually a really brutal debt at high levels. At low levels, it's not a big deal, of course, but at high levels, it's really brutal. I have something like 1 million experience debt just from doing all this exploring for this video. I kept dying over and over again. So I'm going to take a long time to pay that off. So try not to die. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the class system, warrior priest. There's 7 classes. What are they? Warrior, rogue, scout, knight, priest, mage, and warden. And you can choose 2 classes. It's a dual class system, and you can switch between them. And you have to level them up separately. So you have to essentially level your character twice to get the full strength out of it. And you choose your primary class and then your secondary class, and your secondary class will give you all kinds of bonuses to your tributes and a bunch of extra skills. Like right now, on my top, if you look at my action bar, the bottom bar has all my warrior skills, the top bar on the top left has 3 priest skills, specifically heals. This allows me to heal myself while grinding, or while getting lost trying to jump over these mountains. As you can see, I'm just having some terrain trouble there. But anyway, you can combine any 2 classes, and some of the classes combinations actually work really well, like Mage Priest or Knight Priest is a really good one. Actually, Priest in general is pretty awesome, but Knight Priest is like a ultimate tank. Warrior is actually one of the weakest classes. I didn't know that starting out. I just wanted to pick something simple, as I think most people do when they play these kind of games, so I just picked a Warrior. Mages are actually a lot more fun. Scouts are really fun. They're like a range. They're like a hunter without a pet. They're like a marksman in Rift or whatnot. And so like Scout Rogue is really popular. I don't know too much about the other classes. I haven't spent that much time like theory crafting with it, but I can tell you that the Warrior Priest is a good combination. It's just that Warrior's alone on the weak side, so I'll probably be better off with like Rogue Priest. Kill stuff with Rogue and then heal myself. Really, Priest in general, you can't go wrong with that. So this zone I'm running through now here, this is actually a level 50 zone. I actually start seeing level 50 plus monsters, so the game leveling up to level 50 is really fast. Like you can get up to level 30 probably in your first day. It's super fast, and but then after you hit 50, you basically hit a wall, and it starts getting really hard. So the game after level 50 is basically focused on leveling and whatnot, and it's just a lot of it's actually pretty challenging. And of course, with that high experience debt, you have to be very careful. You can't just run off and die like I do all the time in other games, or die as a way of just transporting yourself around the map. You can't do that. Way too much experience debt. The cap at the moment is 62, but it's about to go up to 70 because the next expansion, Chapter 4, is coming out very soon. So look out for that. That expansion, like all of them, is free, to my knowledge. I certainly didn't pay for the other expansions. You just download them for free. We actually have a link that we're going to put below in the description of this video that will send you to the sign-up page, so you can sign up and download the game if you're interested. But anyway, so what I'm going to show you here in a second is the housing feature that I mentioned briefly, and show you some of the stuff that you can actually do. What you do is you want to find a housemaid in one of the major cities, and when I'm recording this, I'm just like running around trying to find the damn thing. But the housemaid is in most of the major cities. It's in not all of the cities in all the zones, but you like Varanus, which is the big capital, or what's the other capital? The Obsidian Fortress, I think it's called. I can't remember. What you're looking at here is a daily quest. There's a ton of daily quests. This game is very heavily focused on daily quests. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and so you don't have to be bored doing the same ones over and over again. All right, there's your housemaid. So that's going to warp you into your house. Your house is instanced. Again, because it wouldn't be possible to not have non-instance housing. You'd be just the whole world would be cluttered. But as you see, this is the very basic house. I haven't done anything to this house. You have a storage chest, which is in addition to your bank, and then you have like right here. I tried to plant a flower, and it died. So yes, you can plant trees and stuff in your house, and they will grow or they will die if you don't attend to them. There's all kinds of other options here. I believe you can open your bank from the housemaid, Is that where I'm going to do that pretty soon here? Yeah. So you can open your bank. You see my bank is a mess. Your bank slots you actually can purchase with diamonds. So remember, you buy diamonds with money or you buy them from other players with gold. So I'm going to make a purchase here, bank slots. And it's going to ask for my secondary password. This is a security feature. And don't look. Yeah, so there's my secondary password. It's all asterisks. I just hit asterisk 8 times. But anyway, so once I rented the thing, I rent the second slot for 180 days, so I can put more storage in there. And you can do something similar, storage chest in your house. You can just buy a bigger one. You can actually buy a whole vault. Now here's some of the options for houses. I haven't purchased any of these plans, obviously, so they're not available here. But you can see them in the list. And there's all kinds of other cool stuff, which I'll be showing you in a minute, that you can buy for your house, not just the basic plans. But I mean, this is like really the focus of the game, honestly, is this kind of social aspect to it. Building your house, outfitting it with all kinds of furniture, all kinds of random cool stuff. And there's my classes, by the way. On my level 14 priest, obviously I have not leveled my priest at all, not for a while. So what I'm showing you now here is actually the interface for hiring help. You can actually hire help around your house. This is not something I've really got into. The housekeepers you can rent, even have stats associated with them. So that's all a lot of stuff. I mean, for some people this is like you're practically drooling over it, because that stuff appeals to a lot of people. To me, I'm not into the whole vanity thing. I don't even collect pets in WoW or anything like that. So it's not exactly my cup of tea. But I can see why this would be very addicting to a lot of people, because I mean, some people are really into this stuff. Some people are really into this stuff, building the house and outfitting it and whatnot. These are like the same people who go in Minecraft and build castles and stuff like that. But I'm just showing you a preview of some random furniture in this and that you can buy. I mean, there's just so much stuff. I mean, and I'm only showing you like a small portion of it. This is all stuff from the item shop. And I know I've said it a few times, but I want to reiterate that you don't actually have to spend money to get this stuff. You can just earn gold from playing the game, from you know, crafting, selling stuff on the auction house, and then you can buy diamonds from players, and then you can buy a bed for your house or some nice furniture or whatnot. And you can make a cool pad, make a video about it, send it to TGN. You know, we'll be happy to publish it. We don't do a whole lot of Runes of Magic content. We don't have anyone that puts, you know, their full time into it. I'm still putting my full time into Rift, and I'm also playing Dragon Age 2 at the moment, and working on some guides for that. But I don't really have the time to put into Runes of Magic properly. But I mean, if you're interested, we would love to get some directors for Runes of Magic that are interested in this kind of game, building the house and all that stuff, and we want to see what you can make. So please, by all means, sign up, see what you can do. But yeah, this is a cool game. It's worth checking out. I mean, now I do want to say some of the negative aspects. To be realistic, I mean, a lot of people who try this game out get tired of it because of the combat, which I showed you at the beginning of the video. It's not super responsive. It's actually a lot worse for the warrior than other classes. So it's actually, I mean, if you try a mage or a scout, or even a rogue, really, but mage or scout especially, those are a lot more fun. You might have a lot more fun playing the game that way. It's also pretty fun playing a Knight Priest, because you're like invincible. You can just pull like 9 mobs on you and heal through it. You know, don't play a warrior. I don't recommend that currently. Warriors are going to get patched though, apparently in the next expansion, so maybe look out for that. We'll see, you know, a little bit more balanced warriors. But anyway, what I was saying about the negative aspects of the game, you know, the combat is not as good as WoW or Rift. So in that case, some people do play it and get tired of it pretty quick. They just write it off as a WoW clone, and without getting into the end game stuff, which is why I wanted to show you that and kind of focus this video on the end game stuff. I didn't want to just show you running around and questing and fighting stuff, because that aspect of it is similar to WoW. But when you get up here, there's actually a lot of rich stuff to get into. There's a lot of content here, so it's actually a pretty robust game. It's kind of a hidden gem. It's not well promoted. Not a lot of people know about it, and people who do know about it maybe have dismissed it or have never tried it. So give it a shot. It's free. Take our link in the description of this video to download it, sign up, and see where it goes. So real quick before I go, I do want to show you some of those costumes I talked about. This is just a bunch of random stuff you can get from the item shop. There's so much stuff. I mean, I haven't even been through all of it. in addition to cool mounts. My mount is the Thunder War Tiger that you see me running around on, which I think is the coolest one there. But there's a whole bunch of other cool stuff like ghost horses and unicorns and crap. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. But what I want to show you is costumes. So let's look at the Demon Lady, and it's, whoa, hey, sexy. So, and again, I talked about this earlier, but you can actually link these costumes up to real items, and you can actually gain their stats while looking like a pirate or whatever you want to look like. And you can be decked out in you know, in really badass plate or maybe some wizard robes and dressed up like a pirate. But anyway, that's enough about that. I've rambled on enough about Runes of Magic. If you're interested in trying it, it's free. Give it a shot. Try a mage or a scout first, or a rogue even. A rogue is also really good. So, thanks for watching. This is Cromar with TGN.